I won't go through any product information. If you do go to rewardle.com, there is an explainer video that kind of gives you a good 2-minute run through of the basic mechanics behind our product and how it works, although I do know that there's a number of Rewardle users in various Morgans offices as I've done the rounds previously. So, but in simple terms, Rewardle is a digital upgrade to the humble punch card. We're very well known for our presence in the cafe industry. In particular, we're replacing the old traditional paper punch card with the digital version. In upgrading it to a digital version, we've added a range of social media integrations as well as payments, analytics and ordering technology, so that a small business owner can now get far more utility out of a membership and loyalty program. And while most people look at just an upgrade to the old humble paper punch card and say, well, why is that going to be a big business? It's really when you start to see the macro trends going on in the space. And the key one that we point to is the convergence of both marketing and payments onto the mobile device. So what you're seeing more and more is that more and more marketing dollars are going into digital. That's increasingly going onto mobile. Similarly, you're hearing about things like Apple Pay or Android Pay and people using their phones to order and pay for things. And what that's leading to is this convergence of both marketing and payments closing the deal with the consumer by them being able to pay using their mobile device. And that's really where we're positioning Rewardle for the long term. In terms of the use of data for targeting the consumer, we see that reported on frequently, and a current example in the market is the commentary going around Woolworths and their changes to their loyalty program. Their Everyday Rewards program is quite key to them getting deeper data insights on their consumers so that they can better target the messaging and advertising that comes back to all of us as Woolworths and grocery customers. And what we're looking to do is take our similar technology in a software as a service marketing and payments platform to the long tail, which is the independent small business network. So while you've typically had loyalty programs run by large chains, the little guys on the high street haven't been able to compete. So your independent pizza shop hasn't been able to compete with Domino's on the technology. Independent coffee shop hasn't been able to compete with a Starbucks or a Gloria Jean's. And what we're looking to do with Rewardle is take that similar technology and approach to using data to be able to better target, communicate and transact with consumers to that long tail of the high street merchants. We've got an addressable universe of around 200,000 businesses just in Australia that typically a loyalty program would be offered of some kind. So cafes, butcher shops, bakers, grocery stores like IGAs. There is a massive opportunity for us to go out there and take our technology onto the high street. And interestingly, from our point of view, the long tail of the independent merchant network is always larger than the largest player in a particular sector. So the analogy I'll make is that Gloria Jean's is the largest network of coffee shops in Australia with around 350 coffee shops in their network. Rewardle's network of cafes that we work with today, and we've been quite focused on that vertical to date, so we are quite large there, but would be 6 times larger than Gloria Jean's in the number of coffee shops that we deal with. So we are the largest network of cafes. Therefore, we have the biggest opportunity to sell coffee to coffee consumers, and we don't have to operate a single cafe to actually do that. So the consumer interface that we provide through the mobile device is potentially very powerful as we move forward to a more connected, mobile-enabled consumer. What we've done to date is we've secured, and we're looking to finish out the year on north of 5,000 merchants that are using the Rewardle platform. So we'll put our quarterly out end of this week, so on Friday, which will be our September quarter update. But we target finishing the year with north of 5,000 merchants as of 31 December, and we're looking to finish with more than 1.5 million members on the platform. Now, we've seen stellar growth in our network that as we add merchants, our membership becomes larger and the number of interactions on our platform increases as well. So merchants have grown fast, about 2.5 times in the last 12 months up to June 30. Our membership base has grown by about 3.5 times, and the number of times people have used the platform has grown by about 4.2 times. So what you're seeing is that merchants are growing fast, memberships they're growing faster, and the number of times people are using our platform is growing the fastest. Now, we're a technology company, but it's actually this change in consumer behaviour that we're actually demonstrating that is really what I believe is the key value value and secret sauce of what we're doing with Rewardle. And I describe Rewardle as a social network that's connecting consumers with their favourite places, but based on transactions. So while most social networks like a Facebook or an Instagram are based on communication, and I almost describe them as their social networks for sharing pictures of kittens, Rewardle is a social network that is based on commerce. So every one of the interactions that our users have on our platform has been tied with a transaction. You've bought coffee, you've bought meat at a butcher shop, you bought bread at a bakery. Now, along the way, to building our 5,000 merchants and our 1.5 million members, what that's allowed us to do is create an audience on our platform. So our members are an audience, and like many other businesses before us, we're then able to open up a media opportunity where we can sell access to communicate with our members during their daily interactions at the local high street to brands. So we've been out doing deals with brands who are actually then targeting our consumers on the network. We've got deals with AirAsia who are giving away free flights. That'll go live in the next couple of weeks on the platform, a deal with QuickFlix offering free movie downloads, and a deal with Nestle offering Kit Kats. The reason that's quite powerful in our model is that, and you see this with companies like realestate.com.au or Foxtel. Realestate.com.au's core business is to sell listings to real estate agents, yet it has an $80 million a year display advertising business with the banner ads that you see on the website when you're browsing properties on realestate.com.au. Not its core premise, but it makes a lot of money as a media business. Foxtel is another one. It makes its core money by charging a subscription to actually access the content, but then has a multi-$100 million media business on the side that's just a cherry on top of their business model. In Rewardle's model, the brand partnerships that we do, as we refer to them, with the likes of a Nestle, a QuickFlix or a AirAsia, actually add value to our members and merchants. So if you think about the ads on Real Estate or Foxtel, they're actually annoying to the consumer, but getting a free Kit Kat, winning a free flight when you're using the Rewardle platform actually enhances our platform and engagement. So we expect to see some acceleration in engagement and growth coming on the back of now the media partnerships. But most importantly, that media business alone, we believe, could now start to help sustain the growth of our merchant network as we continue to grow it out. So when we look at our 5,000 merchants, our target is to charge merchants initially a $50 a month fee. Very few of our merchants are actually paying to date, but that conversion will come in time as we demonstrate more value to them. Our 5,000 merchants, if we were to convert them all today, would represent about $3 million of annual revenue to the business. Now that business, if we stopped growing, would cost about $1.5 to $2 million a year to run. The media business, as we stand today with 5,000 locations and points of presence, and hopefully north of 1.5 million members at the end of the year, which we're very confident that we'll hit, that represents, in our opinion, a media business of between $3 and $5 million. So what we're looking at the moment is that we believe that we've passed a key inflection point in the critical mass and scale of our network. We're starting to monetize via the brand partnerships. We believe it's strategically still more valuable to build out the footprint of our merchants and actually grab the turf on the high street. We've got a massive early mover advantage in what we're doing, and we want to continue on that path, but we can support the growth of the business with our media opportunity that's developing as we go forward. Chris Titley's written a great piece on Rewardle that's on Livewire Markets, and I do recommend that you dig it up and have a read if you haven't read it to date. It had everything from a bit of DD with some people he knew that were using our platform through to his personal experience of using it. And what we're seeing more and more is as our network grows, is people are members at more places and they're using the platform more often.